distinguished personalities on the dais, and dear friends, a warm good evening. 2 days of intense intellectual exchanges, discursive discussions, heated up debates, and erudite talks that cover different dimensions of economy pertaining to society, environment, politics, and so on is now drawing to a close. Students like us who have come from other parts of India, as well as you who have come from this city, is now better aware of Puducherry economy, the challenges that it faces, and the solutions that can be envisaged.
Before moving on to the next program, we would like to invite Dr. V. Selvam to felicitate the distinguished personalities on the dais.
First, let me request him to felicitate Dr. Rajan with a shawl and a memento as a token of our respect and love.
Next, we would like Dr. V. Selvam to felicitate Dr. R. Murali, Dean, Mother Theresa Postgraduate and Research Institute, Health Sciences, Puducherry, with memento and a shawl.
Now, the lady of prominence, Dr. Pramodini, the head of the Department of Commerce, Bharatidasan Government College for Women. Please, sir. Let the shawl and the memento taken as a token of courage, inspiration, and love.
This seminar has been transformed into a think tank that comprised personalities from different walks of life. So, Vidya, how far has this seminar been effective?
For that, we have an eminent young man who has traveled all the way from National Capital Territory to this Union Territory to participate in this seminar and analyze it.
Let's call Nitish Kashyap from Delhi, who has been appointed as the rapporteur for this seminar to deliver his report of this event. So please.
Good evening, audience. Hello. Good evening, audience. Since you have been hearing various distinguished speakers for the past 2 days, I'll just briefly go through what each of them have been trying to say, and for the benefit of those who have not attended the full seminar or say have missed some of the speakers. So it was inaugurated by CM, and he made a very candid and frank admission that yeah, we are in a bad financial health, whereby he tried and he made his expectations very clear from the seminar that he expects about how to bring industry, trade, tourism, employment via non-polluting industrial development in the state. And he discussed about the notion of event development, better utilization of the centrally sponsored funds which could be utilized for the development of union territory under the various plan expenditures as laid out by the union government. Then we had Professor Ramdas, and he gave a bird's eye view of various accounts over the past 30 years, over past several decades of indicators of development in the Pondicherry's economy, and then he tried to distinguish Pondicherry with other economies by especially mentioning the fragmented or the segmented administrative units that the state entails, as well as the various socio-political cover that they have, like say Maha is somewhere else, Yanam is somewhere else, Karaikalal is somewhere else, Pondicherry itself is somewhere else, so that the economy of Andhra, economy of Kerala, and how economy of Tamil Nadu itself are grappling over the regional centers or say over the various administrative units which mark the peculiarity of the Pondicherry's problem. Then we had then we had parliamentarian Manishankar Iyer, who went on at length and the key points from his discussions and the key point from his address were an emphasis on the Panchayati Raj administration, Panchayati Raj institution, which seems to have lost relevance with the current regime. And he was rightful while stressing the fact that how giving good governance or how disseminating or decentralization of governance is going to ensure bringing of good governance, and as soon as you devolve or as soon as there is financial devolution of power to the lower administrative unit, it is going to ensure better utilization of fund, better administration, something which the centralized or say top to down planning has not been able to achieve, and has ultimately resulted in miserable use of funds over the past several years, which has been pointed out by several newspaper reports, or is been pointed out by several speakers as well during this session, that how public funds are not wisely utilized. Now, coming to the technical sessions that we had from today morning, we started with an analyzation of a state's finance with one of the presenters describing how the sectoral composition has changed over the years, the primary, secondary, and tertiary. Why tertiary seems to have taken a prominence, and manufacturing or say secondary in general is on a decline. What seems missing during that debate was there was not much emphasis given on the fact that one notices a higher proportion of registered within the secondary than unregistered. So is the question of horizontal integration within the manufacturing a question which we could explore upon, or which we could say give weightage to understand that how, if we explore the unorganized sector, we can have more chains of employment at the lower end of wages spectrum. So something that, but then the speaker went on to describe about how the changes in tertiary sectors have taken place, how real estate, dwellings, and other financial and other business services over the time have taken prominence than the real estate, than the trade, hotels, and restaurant business. Now then we had a paper on banking in Puducherry, which traced the colonial history as well as how French were into this business of providing banking and credit facilities for the agricultural sustenance, something which seems to be still the foundation of modern day welfare states, whereby you still look up to the banking or the facilitators of credit, that they facilitate credit to the most needy sections of the society, and that is what is still prevalent. And he went on to trace the evolution of banking over time. Then we have a paper on population and demography, whereby the argument come up that Puducherry as an economy is younger, or is becoming younger day by day, but this demographic dividend needs to be reaped with adequate training facilities, adequate skill-based enhancement to the with adequate skill-based training, with adequate skills to those younger population. Otherwise, this whole demographic dividend, as someone rightly pointed out, is going to become a bane for the society, whereby these unskilled and unemployed youth are no longer sticking to normal jobs, are becoming hooligans and becoming the antisocial elements. So that the current 10 or 15 year period, or say the past 5 years, or the upcoming 15 years, they are important in that sense to reap the benefit of demographic advantage, the demographic dividend, which which the presenter pointed out. Now then we have a paper by an engineer from the government on the notion of sustainable development, whereby one of the ideas that came out was that the town planning which was envisaged at the beginning of Puducherry, that JIPMER, all the engineering college, every other things are clubbed together in close vicinity, has probably lead to much more strain on the natural resources like water and other things. He tried to link the increasing salinity and increasing salinity of normal water and the extent of salinization creeping inside the city from the sea levels on the rapid urbanization and haphazard uneven development. So those were the links that were established by the speaker through various images, which are probably adopted by ISRO as well, while understanding that how contamination of soil and how contamination of water bodies has taken place within the territory of Puducherry. Then we have a paper on fiscal prudence, whereby the speaker made relative comparisons with the state of Tamil Nadu and Goa, and presented to you the four things that how our growth is little overhyped, And the second thing is that, how our finances are weak. And the third thing was that, within our expenditure, how non-plan expenditure is constituting 75% of our total expenditure. So the remaining 25% need to be divested towards capital expenditure, which would become asset for the estate and would generate fruitful level, or would have a larger multiplier effect on the economy in the long run. And there were comparisons made that, how is, the larger focus was on establishing the fact that how a state per se has not adopted fiscal prudence, because a similar comparison of states' expenditure pattern and outcomes, say in terms of educational attainment and other things, are relatively poor when compared with Tamil Nadu or Goa for that matter. Now there was another paper in which issues and challenges, in which we tried to learn that okay, what other states or countries have done to revive their economies, and the parallel was drawn for Puducherry from the Municipal Corporation of Ludhiana, whereby the emphasis was on the fact that considering Puducherry is in a small economy, how it could simply go on to develop such a model whereby you have 4 distinct administrative units. So you could very well try to establish that model whereby you devolve more and more power to the urban municipal bodies, and then by participatory budget making, by community mobilization, by community participation, you ensure that the governance is delivered at the doorstep of everyone with minimum loss, and more and better effectability. So with all these things, I'm pretty sure that we have kind of ignited some of the young minds and the audiences here, that you could still be thinking about that. Yeah, if finances are bad, if these are the problems, what needs to be done at least. So I'm pretty sure that the speakers and the dignitaries must have illuminated all of us to at least think on those lines that okay, if there are problems, at least we now identify the problem and we could start thinking towards solving them. Needless to say, a 2-day seminar cannot exactly pinpoint what needs to be done or what needs to be delivered so that the state is going to so that the problems are transformed into or say we transform the state's economy overnight. We don't have a magic wand, but then at least we are able to initiate a dialogue, and I'm pretty sure that the proceedings of the seminar would be helpful for future course of debate, discourse, which would finally get implemented in some kind of action by the executive. With this hope, I rest my case. Thank you.
I invite Dr. Manju Bala to come out to the dais so that she could be felicitated by Dr. V. Selvam for the immense support that she has been casting over us for the past 2 days.
To Dr. Selvam, Regional Director, and I like to thank here to our Dean and to Dr. Dhanpal sir, where I met in Human Rights Conference and lit a way forward as like challenges and issues. So here, really it is a great opportunity, though I am in health background, but I like to learn from all the things and I like to correlate in all the things. So health and economy is one of the part here, and I like to correlate in that. And I also recommend to our sir and Selvam sir to have a next conference on health economy. Thank you so much.
Yes, Mr. Nitish, as you said, we have no magic wands, but I believe we all have some magical hands and we can provide our own contributions. Next, we are moving on to the next session.
Let's move on to the next session, which is certificate distribution. Due to time construct, we have to categorize the basis of each college. So we'll call upon representatives one by one from the colleges.
I request Dr. Murali to give away the certificates.
Good evening, everybody. நேற்று மணிசங்கர் ஐயர் சார் பேசின மாதிரி எனக்கு கூட தமிழில் பேசுகிறதுன்னா ரொம்ப பிடிக்கும். பட் ஐ மிக்ஸ் போத், தமிழ் ஆங்கிலம் ரெண்டும் கலந்து பேசுவோம். அது எனக்கு அதை விட அதிகமாக பிடிக்கும். At the outset, I have to thank two people. One is obviously Dr. Selvam, who has given me this wonderful opportunity of participating in this final session of your wonderful conference, which went on for 2 days. And the second group of people whom I am going to thank is whoever is sitting there in this auditorium. Because it's very difficult to get audience for the final part of your conference. Every conference you find they start walking away by 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock, and I take this opportunity to thank each and every one of you who is sitting here. In spite of the late, now it's almost more than 6 o'clock, but you have been gracious enough to be here with us for this ceremony. So thank you very much. அண்டு நேற்று நான் வந்து இங்கே உட்கார்ந்த உடனே பக்கத்தில் ஒரு சேம்பர் ஆஃப் காமர்ஸ்லேருந்து ஒரு ஃப்ரெண்டு இருந்தார். அவர் வந்து இப்படியே என்னை முகத்தை பார்த்து ஸ்ட்ரைட்டாகவே கேட்டார், நீங்கள் ஏன் இங்கே வந்து உட்கார்ந்து இருக்கீங்க அப்படின்னாரு. He asked me straight away. He said, how are you concerned with this program? Then I said, it is like this. It is, we are providing the logistics for this conference. We have given the auditorium, other technical support. So I think I have a right to come and sit here in Aurita Solita. So then it was a relevant question. Maybe even today most of you also may be asking the same thing. How is this man who has a background in the health department, what is he doing here in a conference which has something to do with the economy of Puducherry? Okay, I am here as a common man, the Aam Admi, who has lot of interest in the economy of this place where I was born and brought up and educated, and I am serving in this place. So it was a wonderful opportunity. Yesterday I sat through the whole program and it was a wonderful opportunity for me. I heard our CM speak. He opened up his mind. Then Professor Ramdas, he gave an excellent lecture. I will rate it as one of the best lectures I have heard in my lifetime. And then we had a wonderful, wonderful speech by Mr. Manishankar Iyer. And he took us by surprise. Tamil avlo alaga avarala pesa mudiyumnartha yesterday we learnt. And not many of us can talk in Tamil that way. So it was very nice. And today, of course, I was not able to come and participate in the proceedings, but final half an hour I think I came here, and I always have a fascination for Dr. Rajan, the way he speaks, and I was able to listen to some of his final closing words. Thank you very much, sir. It was wonderful. So, Pondicherry, how I have seen, Nethu vandu Ramdas sir sonnar 30 years there has been so much development. What has been my experience? My experience is the same. When I was a kid, when I was 5 years old, எங்க வீட்டில் வந்து fan போட்டாங்க. We were dancing for one whole week. We were very happy because one fan was put in our house. This was somewhere in 1970. And today, every patient of mine asks me one question, sir, குழந்தைய ஏசியில் படுக்க வைக்கலாமான்னு. See what has happened in this 30-40 years. We were celebrating one fan which came to our house. Today people casually ask us, can we make the baby lie down in a AC room? Today all the households have one AC, and many households have 2-3. And the split AC had revolutionized the whole thing. When the window AC was there, many houses in Pondicherry were not able to fit a window AC. Now the split has made a revolution. He puts the inner unit inside and the outer unit on the road. Many roads you will find the outer unit lying on the road. That means the affordability has increased several times. And you won't believe me, those days we used to count our clinic fees, all dirty 2 rupee, 5 rupee, 10 rupee notes. Today most of my patients give me a 1,000 rupee note or a 500 rupee note. Even if you think, I will think this guy is not very rich. Sometimes I will think, fees வாங்கணுமா வாங்கக்கூடாதான்னு நினைக்கிற பேஷண்ட் வந்து தேங்க்யூ சார்ன்ட்டு 1000 ரூபாய் நோட்டை கொடுக்குறான். You think that இவங்கிட்ட ஃபீஸே வாங்கக்கூடாதுன்னு நினச்சின்னு இருப்போம். He is giving you a 1,000 rupee note. Definitely people have become rich. And the government's assessment, their statistics is not true. And I can tell you, I have been brought up in this place. most of us, I think we have a very wrong perception about this poverty line, people living. And all the red card holders, they are thieves, they are cheats. They don't deserve the red card, and just by some political maneuvering, they have got a red card. Pondicherry, my assessment is nobody needs a red card. That is the truth. Everybody earns well, they have a good living, and all this business of red cards, saying that so many people are below the poverty line, it is not at all true. I will never accept it. I have seen all the changes. And the major problem in our place regarding the freebies is we are not against the freebies being given by the political parties. It is being given to people who don't deserve it, who don't need it, and it doesn't reach the person who really needs it. That is the problem. I think that is the challenge. And if that part can be addressed boldly by any politician, and there lies the remedy for our economy. And every time we have some heavy rains, you can be happy after 1 month, you will get 2,000 rupees or 3,000 rupees into your account. And last time this went into the account of LG of Pondicherry, Chief Secretary of Pondicherry, all the secretaries. Did the LG need 3,000 rupees after the heavy rain? Did the Chief Secretary need 3,000 rupees after the heavy? Did I need it? I never needed it. It just rained, we were happy for 2-3 days that it rained, because Pondi, it never rains. It is only hot, hotter and hottest. And you can have an extra happiness after 1 month, you get 3,000 rupees into your account. You have not been affected by this rain at all. What has happened to you? Nothing. But you get 3,000 bucks. So that is the major problem in our economy. I feel, I am not an economist, but as a common man, I feel that where have we gone wrong? We have gone wrong only in selecting the person who get the freebies. You give the freebies to people who really need it. You give a red card, a person who is really poor. But here what you find, and some of my employees had a red card. Last year, I had a letter from the civil supply. We are giving them a good salary, but in the vigilance people found out some staff members of your institute are with a red card. When I asked them, they said, "நாங்க தெரியாத வாங்கி வச்சிருக்கோம் சார்." See, that is the state of affairs in this place. Let freebies be given every month. You give 20 kg rice, you give whatever you want. Give it only to people who need. And next month, Deepavali is coming. The government will announce 1 kg sugar for all card holders. Can't we afford 1 kg of sugar? People, all of you will be getting 1 kg of sugar next month. And this is an unnecessary expenditure which is thrust on this economy. Nobody needs 1 kg of sugar. We only need 2 days of holiday. If you give that, we are happy. We don't expect the government to give 1 kg of sugar. Probably you give one more extra day for us to celebrate. That is enough. But next month they will announce, you get 1 kg of sugar, go collect it. Problem is we don't collect, somebody collects in your name. So this is my analysis. Maybe the economists here, they can find out whether my statement is relevant or not. And again, this old age pension, they come to me for attestation. MLA answer, kayat podangan. And that lady is wearing some 3-4 gold chains here, 4-5 bangles here. எதுக்குமா வந்திருக்க? இது உதவி தொகை வாங்க வந்திருக்கேன் வயசானவங்களுக்காக. உனக்கு என்னம்மா உதவி? ஏதோ ஒரு செலவுக்கு ஆகட்டும், நீங்கள் கையெழுத்து போடுங்க. So most of the beneficiaries who get this old age pension, who get all sorts of benefits from the government, they are not eligible actually. And if the officials are allowed to do their work, they won't be granting this to them. But this is taken up by the political leadership. They say MLA has recommended it, the minister has recommended it, so that name has to be figured in the list of beneficiaries. And that is how the money of this place gets wasted. So if some point of time, if some politician is bold enough to say that the benefits will go only to the needy, it won't go to people who don't deserve it. And I think that day will be the best day for us in our lives. And again, we should also come forward. I think the educated people, the people who really they are well-to-do, we can form a committee and we will say that we will all give up these benefits. Let us not get it. Even last week there was a discussion in the assembly where our welfare minister said, I don't need the free rice which is being given. Then all the MLAs said, we don't need the free rice. Same thing, let us all say, we don't need this rice. We have enough rice for us. You give this rice to a guy who really needs it. Don't give it to somebody who goes and sells it, who gives it the servant. Servant takes it, she gives it to her husband. That fellow goes, sells it, and he takes it to the toddy shop. So the ultimate beneficiaries are the arak shop owners, toddy shop owners, and wine shop merchants. So all the benefits, the social welfare schemes, ultimately benefit only one group of people in this society. And for that, if you want to get benefit, you have to start a liquor shop. So ultimately, all the money will come to you. So some mechanism should be evolved where we say that, okay, this ration card is only an proof of identity. Let it be there only for that. And a group A or a group B guested officer or a person who draws a good salary from the government, let them not get any benefits from this ration system. We don't need a rationing. And I am waiting for that day. And already our beloved Prime Minister Modi, he has got it for the gas cylinders. He says, give up the benefit if you are earning enough. Subsidy, please don't get the subsidy. Same thing if it is implemented in our place for all these things, I think the government will save crores of rupees, which in turn can be utilized to create more infrastructure, to build more toilets, to build more classrooms. This is one major observation I just wanted to, you gave me a chance to vent my feelings, I should say, in this forum. The other thing is, we have always noticed in this place is, any person who is born and brought up here, educated, the only aim for that guy is to get a government job. He is not happy with a job. He is happy only with a government job. And what sort of a job he wants? He wants a job which will not take him away from Puducherry. He has to remain in Puducherry. He should not be transferred to Karaikal. He should not be transferred to Mahe. He should not be transferred to Yanam. And in extreme cases, he should not be transferred from a school which is situated nearby to another school which is from 5 streets away. When the education minister gives a transfer order, you will find a lot of guys coming to him. Sir, transfer போட்டாங்க எங்கப்பா போட்டாங்க அது ஒரு 5 தெருவு தள்ளி இருக்கு சார் அந்த ஸ்கூலு இப்போ எங்கள் மிஸ்ஸஸ் வந்து அந்த தெருவிலே இருக்கிற ஸ்கூலில் வேலை செய்கிறாங்க. So this is the mindset of people. And the other thing you find is they will take all their children to only private schools. 10th, 12th எல்லாம் முடிஞ்சு CENTAC admission goes on for medical engineering. They come and ask, government college kachida, government college kachida. All these years they wanted a private school. And when it came to medical college and engineering college, they wanted government. Why this attitude? Why don't you study in a government school? So your preference, and again, after he gets his education, he wants his posting in a government school as a teacher. There he doesn't want to go to a private school. So again he wants to become a teacher in a government school. Why? பசங்களே இருக்க மாட்டாங்க சொல்லித்தர தேவையில்ல. So one day I was sitting in my director's office. Hope I am not boring you, taking away too much of your time. 5 more minutes. One day I was sitting in my director's office and 2 people came. They requested, sir, எப்படியாவது என் பொண்ணுக்கு வந்து ESI ஹாஸ்பிட்டலில் வந்து you give him a posting. He has finished his MBBS. He is preparing for his postgraduate entrance. Please give him a posting in ESI hospital. So then it actually happened in our secretary's room. Then that person left. Then I was sitting, the secretary asked me, why is this man so particular about that ESI hospital? I said, he is so particular because no patient comes to that hospital. He wants a job for his son only in that hospital because his son has to sit and read. from morning till evening. He can do that in his home, but this is a pay and time for his son. So that is the attitude of our people. So they want to get only benefits, they don't want to contribute anything. And all our students, even my students, I tell them, don't keep on thinking in terms of a government job. Government cannot be giving jobs for each and everybody who finishes the studies. Only few, obviously, only few can get a government job. Rest of the people should be ready. The young people here, they should be ready to take up a good job anywhere outside. Outside Puducherry, we tell you, go outside this place. This is a very small place. It cannot provide a job to each and everyone who gets educated here. You should be willing to go out. Go to some other state, go to some other country, no problem. So please develop that attitude. The young people here, if you are a Pondicherrian, don't think that you should stay. I stayed, sorry, but circumstances were like that, I stayed. Opportunities were for there, it was available to me, I stayed. If it was not there, I would have gone out. And my children, they have gone out. And they have not taken up government jobs. I never imagined a government job for my children. And I never imagined a job for them in Pondicherry. My daughter, she has already left this place. She has taken a job elsewhere. And she didn't take up a government job. So please remove this from your mind, the young people in Puducherry. So this puts a pressure on the politicians. Every politician is supposed to give a government job to his constituency people. How can he give that? In that attempt only, they appoint so many people, this, that, then they say you have appointed back door, you have appointed side door. The whole problem is you people are troubling the politician for a job in the government in this place. If you stop troubling them, I think their attitude can also change. They can work for the welfare of the people. So just, I end up with one small quote and a small story. Mother Theresa, we always tell a small story in the beginning or at the end. I will tell a small quote and a small story and leave this place. So, one guy told what happened in Roman Empire in the year 43 BC. The poor, what do? They work and work. The rich, what they do? They exploit the poor. The soldier, he protects both. And the taxpayer pays for all these three. And the wanderer rests for all these four. And the drunk, he drinks for all the welfare of these five. And the banker, he robs all the six people. And the lawyer, he misleads all these seven. And the doctor bills all the 8 people. And the undertaker, he buries all these people. And 11th man, the politician, he lives happily on account of all these 10 people. Okay? So this came in a WhatsApp message to me. I thought this is a nice place to tell this, to share this with you. So each one of us tries to live on somebody else's account. And the ultimate man, the politician, he lives on account of all of us. And that can change when the attitude has to come from us. Don't trouble the politician by asking him, give me a government job, give me a government job. How can he give a government job to each and every one of us? That is his problem. And he tries to overcome this by giving you freebies. He says, I can give you a government job, I will give you a mixie, washing machine, this thing, I will give you 1 kg sugar, you keep quiet. That is his way of responding. And a final small story to all the young people here. ஒரு கம்பெனியில் வந்து ஒரு பெரிய போர்டு போட்டாங்க. இங்கு வந்து ஒரு மேனேஜருக்கு ஆள் தேவை. யார் வேண்டுமென்றாலும் விண்ணப்பிக்கலாம். எல்லோருக்கும் சமமான உரிமை வழங்கப்படும் அப்படின்னு போட்டாங்க. அந்த பக்கம் வந்தது ஒரு நாய் பார்த்தது. அது பார்த்துட்டு அதுக்கு அந்த வேலையை எடுத்துக்கிறதுக்கு இன்ட்ரெஸ்ட் வந்தது. உடனே கடகடன் ஃபஸ்ட் ஃப்ளோருக்கு ஏறி போச்சு. போய் உக்காந்து டேபிளில் கொலைச்சிது. ஸோ வாட்ச்மேனுக்கு புரியல. அப்புறம் அது காட்டுச்சு அந்த போர்டை. அதில் போட்டுருந்தான் எல்லோருக்கும் சம வாய்ப்பு இருக்கும் அப்படின்ன உடனே சரி அவன் வேறு வழி இல்லை போய் பாஸை கூட்டான். சார் ஒரு வேலை தேடி ஒரு ஆள் வந்திருக்காங்க. பாஸ் வந்து பார்த்தாரு, ஒரு நாய் உக்காந்துருக்கு. சரி, அவருக்காக ஒன்றும் செய்ய முடியல. அவர் சொன்னார், இல்லைப்பா இந்த வேலைக்கு வந்து கம்ப்யூட்டர்லாம் தெரிஞ்சிருக்கணும் அப்படின்னாரு. உடனே அது எகிரி ஓடி போய் உட்காந்து கீபோர்டில் உட்காந்து டன்னு அடித்து ஒரு இது அடிச்சுது. அவருக்கு புரியல. ஐயோ, கம்ப்யூட்டர்லேயும் தெரிஞ்ச நல்லா வரையணும்ப்பா அப்படின்னாரு. பக்கத்தில் ஒரு பேனை எடுத்து அப்படி வரைஞ்சிடுச்சு. ஸோ அப்புறம் எப்படி தான் இதை மேனேஜ் பண்ணதுன்னு பார்த்தார். அவர் சொன்னார், ஒரு மொழிக்கு மேல் 2 மொழி தெரிஞ்சிருக்க வேண்டும் இந்த ஜாப்னாரு. அது உடனே மியாவ் அப்படின்ச்சு. ஓகே, யூ காட் த பாயிண்ட். ஸோ அதனால் இப்போ இருக்க சூழ்நிலைக்கு உங்களுக்கெல்லாம் வேலை வேணும்னா வெறும் ஏதாவது ஒரு விஷயம் தெரிஞ்சிருந்தால் பத்தாது, 2 விஷயம் தெரிஞ்சிருந்தால் பத்தாது. யூ ஷுட் பி நோயிங் லாட் ஆஃப் திங்ஸ். யூ ஷுட் பி மல்டி டேலண்டட். யூ ஷுட் ஹவ் லாட் ஆஃப் ஸ்கில்ஸ். அதனால தான் ஃப்ரம் திஸ் இயர் we are emphasizing that all the college students, we should bring a skill development in them. They should be taught more skills, skills which will help them to get jobs, skills which will help them to serve this community. So all the young people here, develop your skills. Once again, I take this opportunity to thank Dr. Selvam and all the great people on the dais and the people in front of me. Thanks for this wonderful opportunity. Thank you very much.
Sir, for your thought-provoking speech.
Now we'll move on to the certificate distribution section. So we'll request Dr. V. Selvam and Dr. Murali to distribute the certificates. First we have friend.
Actually, it was a matter of amazement, joy, and inspiration to witness a number of erudite intellectual giants shifting down from their higher thought wavelengths just to make it compatible with we students' level of perception. We, on behalf of the entire student community, sincerely convey our indebtedness to all of you. It's nice to be important, but it's more important to be nice. And all these distinguished people have just exemplified it.
The last and final part of any program, vote of thanks. We invite with immense respect and love the ever-enthusiastic Dr. V. Selvam to propose it. Sir, please.
And in the last 2 days, I have no words to express my gratitude to all of you, particularly the students community. Despite all your difficulties, you've been sitting, listening to us, whether you like it or not, but you have been with us. I have no suitable words to thank you for your enthusiastic participation in this seminar. Without your participation, it would have not been possible for us to have organized such a great, successful seminar. This is a great moment for the Institute, first of all. You know, when I'll just go back a little, back in time a little. A couple of months ago, I was taking a walk on the beach with a colleague. That's when the government had just formed. And we were discussing about the challenges of the economy. Since I'm a student of economics, he's also a student of economics, we were discussing about many, many things. And we were also noticing the positive energy and the signals that the newly formed government was sending. Then we decided that, we should organize a seminar of this sort involving eminent personalities and economists, and particularly, in Puducherry itself. And see if we can actually come out with some constructive things. I think we have succeeded in attempt. In fact, I wanted to take a feedback from all of you, but considering the paucity of time, we are cutting that short. Perhaps you could write to us. Our email ID is presented to you. And I would request all of you to feel free to write in any language that you are comfortable with and write to us. There may be many students or many participants, might, want to say something. Put everything on a piece of paper and send it to us. We will consider. We'll add that onto the overall recommendations of the seminar that we're going to forward to the government for the policy consideration. So that is one thing. So that respect, it's been a great moment, and I'm so happy that we could make it as a grand success. Secondly, personally, I feel proud of myself because out of 4 dignitaries, I wouldn't call myself as a dignitary, out of 4 personalities who were seated on the dais yesterday during the inaugural session, 3 were the products of Tagore Arts College. And today we have one more professor who is sitting with us, in the valedictory. So 4 of us were products of the same college. And I must say something about this college had a very glorious past. I really do not know what happened in the last 10-15 years. When I was studying in the college, this is the college that actually set the tone for my academic and professional growth. I learned integrity, I learned discipline, I learned the subject, I learned friendship, and in fact, this is the college that laid the foundation for everything that I've been doing now. And this is the college that actually, how do I put it, helped me to develop overall personality. So from there, I went off to many places. Now I've come back to our own place to do what I can, to share whatever I've learned from my exposure from different places. But I must tell you here that, I was just telling Dr. Murali the other day in his chamber, 30 years back, this building was not here. And by the way, I grew up here, 2 kilometers radius of this place. Some 30 years back, I was just 12, 13 years old kid. I used to come here and play during summers and whenever we get time. Now, so we are organizing a seminar, in the place where the institute has come up. An institution of excellence for medical sciences. That's again, because holding something in our own place is something I treat as a personal proud moment. And I must thank you all once again for making that moment, to be a realistic one. Many words are said, many words are talked about. So let me now formally take all the names. But forgive me if I miss out any name. Let me seek your apologies at the outset, because there are a lot of tensions, and I'm not in my own senses. I have not slept properly for the last 1 week. I have not even eaten properly. Only one meal I take every day, and I've been literally sleeping over this seminar. I've been thinking about it, and so I might miss some of your names. Forgive me for that. So, Chief Minister, I was very happy and excited when the Chief Minister of our state comes up and says that, look, we are open to your constructive recommendations. This is something that I value, because this is what what happened during the last time, because our institute was set up in 2014. At that time, the regime was different. So we try to approach the past regime and then try to tell them, look, there are certain problems our region is facing, and it's not too late for the government to intervene and set the economy on the right path of development. But unfortunately, our voices were not heard. You can't go beyond a point. We are all academicians. You can't directly fight with the political powers, the powers that be. So therefore, we tried a little bit, but nothing was forthcoming. So we just kept fine. Let's wait for the regime change. So now, I'm so happy. I'm not taking any political stance here. I'm not siding with any political party. I may have my own political, ideological, leanings, but I'm not expressing that. Honestly, one has to accept the fact that the Chief Minister was kind. He was receptive. He was extremely open that, he would consider our recommendations for the larger goal of, larger welfare of our state. Therefore, in that context, I was telling, it is not that only the experts who present their views or the paper presenter's views would be considered. I request all of you, students, please, may I have your attention, please? Last bench, please. 5 minutes, I'll just wind it up, okay? I'm talking to you. I'm directly talking to you with great, enthusiasm that please write to us. Whatever, the young generation's aspirations are completely different. So we would like to, record your aspirations and add that onto our recommendations, and we'll finally, I'm repeating this again. So your voice is going to be heard. Therefore, make it a point, go home, write all your suggestions and send it to us. So now, Manish Shankar Iyer, I must say a few things. He has been a great friend of us. In fact, to express my thanks, I just called him and told him, sir, this is what is happening. The government has changed now. We are very keen to do something. We notice that the government is very keen on accommodating young talent and looking for young talents. So this is the right time. We would require your help. He said, perfectly all right, sir. Just write a mail. Briefly, what you want to do. Immediately I shot a mail to him. Then he got in touch with the chief minister. Then our chairman spoke to him. Within a day, he fixed up everything. I said, get in touch with the chief minister. When I called, after 2 days, he came back, chief minister came back to Puducherry, and I called him so sharp. When I said, sir, this is Selvam calling. I know who you are. Meet me tomorrow in the office. So everything just fell in line. And then Manish Shankar Iyer said, Selvam, just go ahead. I've heard a lot about you from my colleague, my friend, Chairman Dr. George Matthew. So we are all very convinced that you are all committed, your team is committed. Therefore, go ahead. You have our full support. So with that support, we actually initiated the whole process. So therefore, I immensely thank Mr. Manish Shankar Iyer, and he was traveling continuously. Just before he reached Puducherry, that day, late night, he arrived from Kazakhstan. He didn't even sleep properly. Early morning, 4 o'clock, he got up, rushed to the airport, took the flight, landed up in Chennai at 9:15. So we received him at 9:30, went to the university, addressed the gathering. He rushed to the spot, sharp on time. And there's something discipline. Punctuality is what the other thing that I would stress. The previous day, if you go to if the chief minister promises he will never turn up, or he'll keep you waiting for days, and he'll never turn up at the end. But we have a team, 3 of them, were very punctual, short. They said, he's coming. He came. And that is something I always admire. So we all must cultivate that, quality in us. So therefore, great thanks to our great friend, philosopher and guide, Mr. Manish Shankar Iyer. And Professor Ramdas, I was a student when I was doing my MA, Master of Science in Development Economics in Puducherry, way back in 93, 95 batch. He was the head of the department. He taught us directly. I was his direct student. And many may have different opinions about him, but irrespective of his political affiliations and all that, I still value him as a great teacher, a great guide. And he was the one who actually cultivated the sense of discipline in the university. Of course, we are disciplined, but he reiterated, he could just spot people. Okay, Selvam, one day I went late to this class. 2 minutes, he locked the door from inside. Then I was summoned to his chamber. Tomorrow, I'll see you 2 times. If you're coming late, I'm sorry, you'll not be in the department. I was very disappointed. I was in the NCC and all that. But Mr. Ramdas was so punctual. And yesterday, when I called him, he called me the day before. I said, Selvam, irrespective of who comes or not, we will start the function sharp at 4. I still carry that in me, and I'll never forget that lesson. So, not only that, he was a great teacher, he was a great friend, he was a great guide, and when I called him, he was so happy. He personally called me, Selvam, I'm so excited to, know this initiative. Nobody did this in the past in our place. We've been talking about Puducherry development, but there is no concerted effort to bring people together and discuss openly, democratically, listen to each other, debate, whether you may differ with each other, but There should be a platform for us to come together and discuss openly. Only then we'll be able to understand each other. We all isolate ourselves and then, keep blaming. That blame game is something I think very negative that we need to come out. And I thank him immensely. What to do? I can't find better word. He is there in our hearts. Those who studied, those who studied under his guidance, we always, hold him in very high regards. Thank you. And I thank all the resource persons, particularly my friend, young, dynamic, person who came all the way from Delhi. Thanking him doesn't mean that I'm just not equally thanking you. I thank all the resource persons equally. And here is a guy, when I was working in CDS, I was on a special invitation in Center for Development Studies, Trivandrum. That's when he joined for his MA. And he finished his MA, he went back to Delhi, he took up job in Delhi University. And can you imagine, with MA, with his, he is teaching for MA students now. But now you have been Puducherry, I don't know what's happening. I'll probably have a personal discussion with Dr. Rajan later on. But I don't know what's happening to the teachers here. The training that we had from Delhi school and JNU are completely different from the training that we are imparting to our students. Our students are not even able to grasp simple concepts. I think I would blame the teaching community. Not everyone, grossly they are responsible. All the participants, particularly I've already told you, you are our strength, and students, teachers, and everyone who came all the way, stayed with us for 2 days. Then specifically the college teachers and my own teachers who facilitate. Students, I'll not take much of your time. I know, I'm taking, I know. Thank you. That's a very short comment, I understand. Last time when I started speaking, someone sent me a note. KISS. Keep it short, stupid. That is the note that I'm getting. So I remember the KISS, ma'am. I'll keep it short, okay? And sir, Dr. Murali, I see an economist in you. You should have become an economist rather than a medical practitioner. What a brilliant speech you gave. And I completely agree with you. As an economist, as a student of economics, I could immediately understand what you're talking about. Your observations would be definitely included in our recommendations, the report of the recommendations. Thank you. And Dr. Manju, you're a great source of inspiration. As I told you, what a woman can do, the power of a woman, an empowered woman, she proved. Without her, I don't think we would have succeeded in our attempt to actually be successful in our endeavor. Thank you, Dr. Manjula. Now I'm coming to my own colleagues, ISS. Dr. George Matthew, yes, he has been great source of inspiration right from the beginning, right from the day one I met him in Delhi. So some years back. When I proposed to this, he completely endorsed. He did all that he could from Delhi itself for this, this particular event to succeed. I would like to take a few names of our organizing committee. Dr. Rajan and Mr. Xavier Kanike Raj and Dr. Puducherry, then Dr. Ramesh, and of course Mr. Nitish Kashyap. This is my organizing committee. And they have been great support and great support right from the day we started working on this project. And I'm immensely thanking all. Without you, I don't think I would succeed in our attempt to collectively do anything meaningful in future. Thank you. Then we have a couple of volunteers and interns. The first batch of interns are here. Our first batch of interns. They're doing internship with us. You students also can do internship with us, I'm saying, because, what you do, you learn many things theoretically. When you work with us, when you work with me, you will know the practical side of what you've learned. Okay? Our interns, I have no words to again thank you, my students, and you have been great support to me when I put them through all kinds of tests and challenges. They withstood, they kept their smile on their faces, tolerated me, and thank you. And of course, the students volunteers. Students volunteers, all of them. Student volunteers, very few, but then very effective volunteers. So thank you, my volunteer friends, and thank you so much. Then media. Media, nobody is here, but I thank all the media, both print and what do you call? So Hindu, Express, Times of India, Dinamani, Dinakaran, all of them came, and some news channels all came, and then they covered it. Probably tomorrow you'll get the news. So I thank them immensely, and I thank our technical staff of this institution and those guys who provided us with the audio, video, everything. Then I have to say one last word. I'll have only 3 points. The first point is about the finances. Many have been thinking, many probably are under the impression that, we've got a lot of money from different sources, different agencies, the government and all that. No, we have not approached anyone for money except some banks. And IDBI came forward to support us partially. When I told you, that guy was so conscious, he said, we will support you. We tried approaching some people, but then things didn't happen. So we organized this seminar with all the limited resources available, with all the limited, human resources available. And I think there's something beyond my control that actually facilitated or pushed me to actually work with my team collectively, despite all the struggles and hurdles we faced to make this event a grand success. So I thank every partner in the whole, collective process. I would, as I already apologized, please forgive me if I have not taken anyone's name. My profound apologies, and I treat this moment as a great beginning. At the beginning, I would request Dr. Murali to facilitate, our interns and student volunteers with a memento. I request Shalimar to come out to the dais. Where are the, can someone take the, Nitya, Ramesh, Dr. Ramesh, can you just get them? Now let's all help them. Let the faculty of the center facilitate them. Don't give them job now. Bring everything. And Miss
Russia, put your hands up in the air.
least but not the last. Sorry, I told you I lost the mind-body coordination. As a doctor, as a physician, you can understand the stress that forced me to disconnect my thinking and speaking. Apologies. Compiers.
Yes, please
And
very nice.
come. I see I'm lost. Everyone knows your name, Vidyashree and Abhiroth. Stay there. Both of you stay there.
He's extremely tired.
Yeah. One second, just hold on. 2 more sentences. Very of power, humanity, man and woman. Number 1. Number 2, the students of literature. And they spoke so much of economics yesterday. And without their support, I don't think this would have been an effect.